Friends, welcome in this series of online lectures on pharmaceutical chemistry. In the first lecture, we have seen some introductory part related to syllabus. Today, we are going to see the introduction related to pharmaceutical chemistry. As we have seen earlier, the expected outcomes related to these topics are understanding classification of drugs, qualities of ideal drugs, synthesis and uses of some representative drugs and drug action of sulfur drugs. As per the syllabus assigned by university authorities, the topic includes introduction, classification, qualities of an ideal drug, synthesis and uses of ethambutol, phenobarbital, isoniazide, benzocaine, chloramphenicol, paludrine, and finally drug action of sulfur drugs. So, to begin with, let us consider the concept of pharmaceuticals. Pharmaceuticals are the chemical substances used in the diagnosis, treatment, or prevention of diseases and for restoring, correcting, or modifying organic functions. So, in other words, pharmaceuticals are chemicals. These are used for various purposes, and these purposes are diagnosis of a disease, treatment, its prevention, and then restoration and correction and modifying the metabolic functions of the body. So the branch related to study of these pharmaceuticals is called as pharmaceutical chemistry. What is the purpose behind learning this topic? In the beginning we have seen the expected outcomes. In practice, several job opportunities are available related to pharmaceutical chemistry or pharma industry, which require qualification BSc chemistry, B pharmacy, etc. So, considering these opportunities, one has to learn the fundamental concepts related to this topic. Of course, at the BSc stage, we are just learning the introductory part. Details are in the syllabus of post graduations and other courses. Okay, so let us see the job opportunities and functions of a pharma industry. Marketing and sales is the major part of the pharma industry. Then manufacturing or production, environmental management, research and development, quality control, and the recent word is quality assurance. Then regulatory affairs and intellectual property right, clinical trials, and testing laboratories. So you are expected to work for these various activities, and for that purpose one must have basic knowledge of pharmaceutical chemistry, and in turn you can learn the details in your higher studies and research also. So after the basic learning of this topic, you can have something applied in your higher studies also, so as reference to your opportunity. So again, these are the various fields, activities related to pharma industry. Now in the beginning we have seen pharmaceuticals. The other word used is drug. So drug is any substance presented for treating, curing, or preventing disease in human beings or in animals. It may also be used for making a medical diagnosis or for restoring, correcting, or modifying physiological functions. Let us see a quote by Carl Sagan. He was a popular science writer. Carl Sagan, in the Demon Haunted World, it is the title of the book. He said, I quote, advances in medicine and agriculture have saved vastly more lives than have been lost in all the wars in history. Okay, so this tells the importance of pharmaceutical chemistry. So let us have historical review. The history begins from this period, that is 460 to 370 BC. It is related to Hippocrates. So Hippocrates, known as the father of modern medicine, he established a medical school at Kos and is the most important figure in ancient Greek medicine. Hippocrates and his students documented numerous illnesses in the Hippocratic Corpus and developed the Hippocratic Oath for physicians, which is still used uh, even today also. Okay, so the beginning of modern medicine is from Hippocrates, that is the period 460 to 370 BC. Hippocrates taught that all forms of illnesses had a natural cause. It is very important thing. So he proposed the idea that the illnesses had a natural cause and disease is a pathological process. These were the original concepts which made the beginning of the pharmaceutical science, pharmaceutical chemistry. His contribution to medicine includes detailed observations of disease and its effects, and an understanding of how health is often influenced by diet, breakdown in bodily processes, and the environment. Then comes the name of Paracelsus. The period is 1493 to 1541. He was a Swiss physician and he is the man who brought chemistry to medicine. In earlier case, we have seen that Hippocrates was uh, Hippocrates was related to uh, pathological processes related to pharmaceutical chemistry. Paracelsus proposed the applications of chemistry to medicine. His famous quote is, "The dose makes the poison." In other words, everything is a drug based upon the dose, or everything is a poison based upon the dose. Then, German biochemist Paul Ehrlich is an important figure in the history of medicinal chemistry. The period is 1854 to 1915. He developed a chemical theory to explain the body's immune response and did important work in chemotherapy. Treatment of diseases by chemicals is called as chemotherapy. The idea was proposed by Paul Ehrlich, coining the term magic bullet. The word magic bullet you can search, and it is related to Paul Ehrlich. Ehrlich received a Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine in 1908. So, he is father of chemotherapy. The first synthetic drug, chloral hydrate, was discovered in 1869 and introduced as a sedative and hypnotic in practice. The first modern pharmaceutical medicine was invented in 1804 by Friedrich Sertuner. He was a German chemist. He extracted the main active chemical from opium in the laboratory and named it morphine. Morphine is the name of the god of the sleep. It is a Greek name. So, after the god of the sleep, the molecule was named as morphine. Morphine was in turn, by chemical changes, was converted to heroin in next process of development. Okay. Then, for malaria, that is for the use of uh, in the form of anti-malarials, quinine was isolated in 1820. Quinine is an alkaloid, the structure is given, and it was isolated from cinchona alkaloid. So quinine is a natural anti-malarial isolated from cinchona trees, and it was in 1820. Then paracetamol was invented in 1877. It is a synthetic drug, and it is used for several purposes. In the topic we are going to see the details also. Then In 1897, Felix Hoffmann, he was a German chemist working for the Bayer company. The Bayer company was there in Germany, and he was able to modify salicylic acid to create acetyl salicylic acid, which was named aspirin. So, salol, that is salicylic acid, is a natural product, and this natural product was acetylated. So, salicylic acid was converted to acetyl salicylic acid. Even today, this aspirin molecule is used for several purposes. It is used as antipyretic, analgesic, anticoagulant, and for several other purposes. So, the history of aspirin begins from 1897, and the credit goes to Felix Hoffmann. Okay, the this slide shows the advertisement of aspirin and Felix Hoffmann. So, on February 27, 1900, Felix Hoffmann patented acetyl salicylic acid, and the name was given aspirin. So, this slide shows the advertisement along with aspirin. So, this is again the patent details of the same molecule and its advertisement in the media. Then there is a concept of antibiotics. The first antibiotic, penicillin, was accidentally developed in the lab in 1928 by Alexander Fleming. So, chronologically, these are some important events. Of course, there are several events and several discoveries in between, but we are going to see only a few highlights. So, Fleming discovered the first antibiotic, and it made a turning point in the history of medicinal chemistry. Whenever we consider Indian pharma industry, the history begins with Bengal Chemicals and Pharmaceuticals Limited. Bengal Chemicals and Pharmaceutical Limited is regarded as the country's first pharma company. It was set up by individual initiative in the laboratory in 1892 by the father of Indian chemistry, Acharya Prafulla Chandra Ray. So, father of Indian chemical industries, P.C. Ray, he started Bengal Chemicals, and it was the year 1892. The slide shows Bengal Chemicals unit in the beginning and at present, and PC Ray is also shown in the slide. Then, after this review, let us consider what is the requirement for entering into pharmaceutical industry. One must have manufacturing production knowledge and skills. Which are the required skills? You must have process chemistry knowledge, technology transfer, chemical reactions, handling of chemicals, unit operations, reactions, then operations like distillation, filtration, drying, blending, formulations, etc. So these are the skills which are required. Then research and development knowledge and skills are also required. So these skills include synthesis of all kind of organic reactions, then process chemistry, thermochemistry, kinetics, structure elucidation, patent search, new analytical techniques, and simple and easy test methods. So, with this brief introduction, just we have gone through the historical events, and this brief view will be useful for us to learn the topic in detail. In short, the topic is important as far as career options are concerned, and there are various career options. At the same time, various skills are also required. So, one must prepare for these skills and get ready for various career opportunities. Thank you. So, till then, bye.